Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Theo here. Behind me is my 2012 Mini Cooper S that I purchased recently. So I've drove the car for a good amount of time, and on this video I'm going to tell you about the 5 things I hate about this car. 5 things that disgust me about this car. So follow me. The first issue I would like to mention about R56 Minis in general, pre-LCI and LCI, is the poor engine design. But the engine that suffered the most is the N14, which is the pre-LCI version. This one is a 2012, so it is an N18 engine, and the N18 had a lot of revision of the common issues that you had on the N14 engine. For example, a lot of people had issue with the water pump and the thermostat. Water pump is located down here with the thermostat. A lot of issues with the timing chain, which is inside here around this corner on the engine block. Also, a lot of people had issues, electrical issues inside the car and electrical issues on the engine. When you have electrical issues, that can prevent you from moving your car or from going anywhere, from even starting. Now, people that had the automatic version of this car had a lot of issues with the transmission, and people that had the manual on the N14 engine, some of them had issues with the clutch. So that's a lot of issues just for a small car with a small 1.6 engine. So poor design. Now, to remedy this issue, Mini as a brand gave out a lot of recall, a lot of warranty for people to come and fix the car for free at the dealership. So some of the people took advantage of those programs to ensure that their Mini were always running. The second thing I hate about this car is the fact that it doesn't have any gauge to show you or display you the water temp or the oil temp. So when I start up the car here, you will see that it has a tachometer and it has this navigation screen, but nowhere you can see an area where I have the engine temperature or anything like that. I don't have any of those things. So one of the things that I have to do is actually buy an aftermarket gauge just to give me and read out the oil and water or engine temperature. That is a must when you have any car in general. You need to know how your engine is before you can drive around. The next item that I don't like about this car is the fact that there is no sensor to let you know whenever you are running low on oil. This car has an issue with oil consumption, so it burns oil. So if you don't check your oil constantly, you will find out at any moment that you could be running no oil, which has happened to some people on the forum. So the only way you can check the oil in the car is by checking the dipstick right here. So this dipstick right here is the only way you can check your oil level and know if you have low or high. But anytime it is low, the car will not warn you because there is no sensor to let you know whatsoever. So every time you're driving, you could be driving with no oil and you will not even know you will be killing your engine. So this is one big item that I specifically do not like about Minis in general. The next item that I don't like about this car is simply the exhaust. I know this is a sport car, but I feel like it is too quiet. Maybe I'm just used to loud cars, but I feel like this is very quiet. The only time you can hear something is really when you put this car in sport mode. That's when you hear the bangs and pops. But whenever you're driving in regular mode, it's as quiet as a Prius. Yes, very quiet. You don't hear anything on the inside, and I definitely have to change that. I have to really quick put an aftermarket exhaust to make this thing louder and let the engine breathe properly. The final thing I do not like about this car is very simple. Now, this is subjective. I do not like the fact that Mini provided a so small intercooler for this car. The intercooler is located right here, and what it does, it helps to cool the engine. But it is so small that the engine is always running a lot high in temperature. So people that have aftermarket gauges to control the engine temperature find out how it's always running a lot higher compared to other cars. I'm going to demonstrate that by comparing the engine temperature on this engine compared to my M3. Stock, no modification. And then later on down the lines, I'm going to install an aftermarket intercooler in here so that you guys can see the change in engine temperature. Yes, this is a sport car, but I feel like you should have at least the bare minimum, and that is below the minimum for me. Now, again, this is subjective to me, so I think that they could have provided a better front intercooler for this car. Alright, guys, what do you think? Are those 5 things that you can live with, or 5 things that you cannot live with? Well, for me, I know that there are certain items that I would definitely have to address, like the intercooler, the exhaust, and the oil temperature gauge and stuff like that. Anything that I can fix to make the car better, I'm definitely going to do it. But there are other items that, I can't really change anything about it. And yeah, that's it. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, make sure you like the video, and comment about things that you don't like about this specific car, or what you don't like about your car in general. I'll see you on the next video. Stay safe and peace.